Hey guys, Troy Dooley here with Troy's Morning Coffee Reflections. I'm reading a book. This is the second time through it by Margaret Feinberg. It's Scouting the Divine: My Search for God in Wine, Wool, and Wild Honey. Margaret is a favorite author of mine. She's about 27, 28. Comes to Catalyst. I met her a few years ago at Catalyst. Her and her husband just have a remarkable ministry, but she's got a remarkable writing style. And as I was soul searching last night, going through a lot of stuff. You know, Steve Luxembourg, my brother from Zervita, has got me on this 21-day fast, and I've been praying. And I was reading back through this. I started thinking about Margaret's story that she shares about sheep. And as smart as sheep are, they're dumb as a box of rocks. I mean, they follow and they go, and they've got to have help all the time. And I was reading this. I thought, man, that's how I feel sometimes in network marketing. It's how I feel when I get emails like I did last night at about 1:30, where a great friend of mine tells me that there's going to be an announcement from a company today. And sure enough, right before the stock market opened, a publicly traded company had put out a report that they were leaving network marketing. And I thought, man, when you have a good sheep herder and they're out here leading their flock, and in this case, if you've got a top distributor, a founding distributor, they're leading the team out there, the team follows them. Sometimes you'll get a wild sheep that will run off and do 5 or 6 different things, but in most cases they just follow the leader and they just keep going wherever they're supposed to go. And then if that leader is following his leader, or in this case the sheep herder, which is the CEO and the board of directors of the company, all of a sudden they can lead you right over a cliff. It doesn't matter, and Margaret talks about this in this book, and it doesn't matter how strong that the sheep may be yelling and squealing and baaing, all that stuff. If the sheep herder's deaf, if the sheep herder's not paying attention, then that sheep herder is going to guide that lead sheep right off the cliff, and all those other sheep are going to go with it. I kind of feel like that's what happened to this network marketing company, but I also realize that we make choices in life. And whether it's stories about wine and the wine dresser, whether it's stories about sheep, whether it's stories about honey, we as individuals, we as network marketing leaders, we as just humans have to keep our eyes open. We have to pay attention. We have to see the warning signs. See, another one of my friends that runs a wonderful website, powerful leader all in his own right in Europe, had made a comment that I thought was so good. You know, as he was going through everything, and as he stated this, I'm going to share what he read. He said, "Enclosed are the quarterly report overviews of quarter 3, 2009. Next one will be YTB, down 62%. You know, I guess you can't run a company when your quarterly revenue is only 1.6 million a quarter." See, when you're making 1.6 million a quarter, you should be able to know that we got to cut corners at the top. There's companies that do that in a month. I understand that, but when you've got leaders out there, if you can't keep trimming the fat to make it happen, there's a problem. That's a lot of money, folks, even in today's economy. So as I looked at this, I thought, you know, what happens is that the CEOs of the company, here's that book again. I want you all to go buy this. You can get it off our website, MLM Help Desk. Go to the bookstore. But in here, Margaret shares a story about the wine dresser. And did you know that when the vineyard master goes out and plants those grapes, he walks down those rows and he feels those grapes, and he'll do this maybe 5 or 6 times over the course of their life. He's touching, he's getting close to them, he's making sure that they're growing, make sure that the vitamins are getting in, and that they're not at the end of that vine where it might be dead, where they're not getting enough nutrients. Isn't that the way our teams are in network marketing? You know, if a CEO and a board of director would act like a vineyard master, and they would go out there and they would talk to the grapes, in this case the leaders, and then they would start looking at each of the little clusters, each of their little grapes. You know, we like to draw circles, make network marketing, but if you look at this in true sense, all of a sudden you realize, wow, network marketing has a lot of analogies within the Bible, and especially within Margaret's book right here. It's kind of like the honeybees. You know, you got all these worker bees and one queen, and if that queen goes away, everybody dies. Folks, today I want you to analyze, as I close this down, I want you to think about this for a second. How are you taking care of your team? Are you staying focused on the big picture? Do you know what's happening at your company? Is your company listening to you? I was on the phone for 3 hours, I think, yesterday with a distributor because Invisus Direct, the company that I've represented for so long, is exiting the network marketing arena. The dilemma is we're actually still going to keep a direct selling force, way different compensation plan, but they're transitioning people so that people can still make some money and they don't cut their throats. I think that's a difference sometimes in leadership when you've got a company that was run by a former distributor that says, look, we could get rid of the direct sales force altogether, but in this case, let's just make it, you know, a different comp plan, no recruiting, no nothing. If they want to make money off sales, they can. It's a strange world we live in. Keep your heads up. For you people that were with Accelerate, you people that were with Bozzy, the company I'm talking about, you keep your eyes open because the top leaders in that company will find a new home very quickly. You will be able to transition over. I guarantee you, Tommy Chenault and Garrett McGrath will land on their feet. They will have a home for their teams, and we're going to do everything we can to promote that and let people know about it. Live life like it's an epic adventure. We'll see you at the top.